Welcome back to RealVacantLand.com. This is Luke Smith. I've got another property for you. This one is in El Dorado County, California. I believe this is the first time I've ever posted a property in El Dorado County, California. It's not the first one I've bought, but it's the first one I got the paperwork cleaned on and ready to go. So I made a video about this yesterday, I think, and I got a bunch of comments that said, "Where's the volume, Luke? I can't hear you." Luke, this would be a good joke for April Fool's Day. And I got a nice email from Lynn that said, "Luke, what's going on with this video? There's no volume." So thank you guys for watching my videos. Thanks for pointing out that I messed one up royally. I deleted that one off the website or off of YouTube, and I'm making a new one. So I'm asking $44,000 for this. It's a little over 3 acres. There's 2 different APNs in this property. APN is the assessor parcel number. It's kind of like your social security number. You know, you don't usually get 2 of them. You get 1, right? Because you don't cut yourself in half and make 2 different entities. But in land, if you split up land, you have multiple numbers that you can sell. You can sell that property. It's got its own legal description, its own everything. It's its own piece of land. It's registered by itself with the county. So you could buy the 2 and you could sell one or the other. Then I might end up doing that. I might end up selling one side or the other of this property. But for now, I thought it'd be easier to post the 2 of them. They're next to each other, and I'll explain more about that in a minute or 2. But I think what that does is it makes the economics a lot easier for you to buy the 2 and then sell one of them immediately or later on someday, or get to know the land better with permitting regulations and everything else. Decide where you want to put your house, sell off the other one, or sell it to a brother, cousin, best friend from high school or something that you want to live next to you. That's another way of doing it too. You get to pick your neighbor, but sell it to them for as much as it costs you for the whole thing, right? Because my stuff's usually half the price of the market, so you can give them a good deal just by selling them half. So let's take a look and let's see what the story is. Let's jump into the website. Here we go. I'm on RealVacantLand.com. This is saying $44,000 for these 2 properties. They're right next to each other, a little over 3 acres combined. Here's my old video that didn't work. It didn't have any audio. But you can see the lake just up the street. I mean, you could walk over the lake. This property is 52 miles from South Lake Tahoe. That's not Lake Tahoe. This is Jenkinson Lake, which is right next to the property. But Lake Tahoe is just 50-something miles up the road. You can go take your boat up there, go spend the day up there. It's a short shot to Lake Tahoe. 148 miles to downtown San Francisco. So you could fly in and out of San Francisco and still use this property. You take trips to Asia or wherever you like to go. I've been liking the cheap Chinese airlines all over Southeast Asia. It's cheaper to live and stay over there than it is to buy groceries here, in my opinion. So 130 miles to Yosemite. That's Yosemite's closed right now for forest fire, but I'm sure that'll open up right quick, and you can go tour Yosemite National Park. You can do that. You could spend the weekend. It'd be a long day drive, but you got up early enough in the morning and go have lunch in Yosemite and be back in your own bed at night. 62 miles to Sacramento. So Sacramento, you can get all kinds of supplies, lumber, specialty tools, and everything to build your place, or tool rental, you name it. I'm sure you can probably find it closer, but everything's going to be available within that kind of range. I got a buy it now link on here, just in case you got a really nice credit card and you want to test out how much it can go for. $44,000, you can put it on your card, American Express style or whatever. You get some miles. I'm going to pay a lot of fees if you do that. I'd rather you give me a call before you stick it on the credit card, but you can put it on the credit card if you want. The other way you can do it is you put your information in here, hit next, and you can use your banking account information, like your routing number, checking account number to pay for the property. Or if you want to run it through a title company, I totally understand that too. We can take it through a title company. I just ask that you pay for the title fees. I think I just bought this one through a title company. I think I paid close to, I think it was a little over $2,000 in title to get this one ready to go. So if you want to do title, I mean, I could just show you the paperwork I just got out of the title company. It shows you how clean it is and everything. But if we do the same title company, I can roll the title insurance over to you. I just ask that you pay them. So property tax is $78 on the one property, $114 on the other. That's like $200-ish if I can do math. I'm saying no closing fees. If you want me to do the paperwork, I'll do it. I'll get it recorded. I'll make sure the taxes are paid off and everything. The taxes were just paid off a couple days ago, but you never know. New taxes between now and when you buy it. Special warranty deed from Harriet Adventure and Broward Equity to you. So these paid for this property with two different companies. So we'll sign these over to you from those names. If you're looking it up in the records and stuff, these are the names that it should be registered under with the county. It might take them a month or two to get their paperwork updated because it just bought these properties, right? United States Postal Service, the post office, your local post office, local gas station, some you know, Family Dollar restaurant stuff, and yeah, but there's GPS coordinates up here, so I'm going to click on that. Let's click on that for the first property, and we'll take a look at where this is. What does 44,000 bucks get you, and where, right? So, internet's chugging away. Sly Park Road. It's a bunch of trees. There's a bunch of houses. A whole bunch of houses over here and here and here, and there's this chunk in between that's just trees. That's the property. So all these trees here, well, the western half of these trees anyway, coming down way over here. If we zoom out just a hair, you can see the creek down here. It might be behind my head. No, it's showing. It's over my shoulder. Ah, wrong way. Right over there is the creek. So Sly Park Creek. I pulled up some pictures of this. This looks like a good sized creek. You could probably go fly fishing in here, catch some brook trout. Probably going to catch more trees than brook trout if you go with me, but I like catching trees. I don't like catching them, but that's usually what I catch. Fly fishing in a stream like this. But you can, there's a road down here. You could hobble down the hill and go explore the creek. Bet your dogs can go play in the water. Kids can play in the water. And then if we go upstream just a little bit, this water is coming from the lake. This is it right here. Oh, look, Black Oak Equestrian Camp. I didn't see that before. So just the stream comes out of this big lake, which is a reservoir, right? At Jenkinson Lake. Someone dammed this thing up, and they made a recreation area and just a bunch of, there's a couple islands. There's boats going all over the place. People driving boats around. There's a place to park your boat over here, so you could probably rent a space to keep your boat on the lake if you wanted, if you don't want to drag the boat back and forth. But I saw there's a boat launch over here too. Let's see how this works. Yeah, so there's a boat launch. Whenever this photo was taken, there's two people using it. But look, you could go on either side of that dock, or it looks like either side of that dock too. You probably want to stick to the middle. There's some bushes over here, but you could probably tie up to either side, and then you go park your boat and trailer over here. Ah, that guy went the wrong way. I got handicap right there. So there's some funny, good luck parallel parking your boat and trailer. I'd probably just go up to one of these drive-through spots. It's gonna be a lot easier. You have to walk a little further, but parallel parking a trailer is awful. I've done it numerous times, but it's not fun. Yeah, there's a campground, and there's a waterfall up here too. So not exactly sure where that waterfall is, but the waterfall like is supposed to be, oh, here we go, here we go. It was supposed to be like the spillway into the lake. So yeah, so there's a hiking, and it's like a mile or two. It's supposed to be a serious hike. I was reading the trail guides. It's like up and down and up and down, but eventually you get there, and this waterfall is supposed to be spectacular. We'll look at some pictures of that in a sec. Oh, so I wanted to do Lake Tahoe. Let's do Lake Tahoe. From here to South Lake Tahoe, you know, a little town there. South Lake Tahoe, look, 51 miles, says 1 hour, 8 minutes. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. No real traffic. There's construction. And so between here and Lake Tahoe, you've got some spectacular mountains. You've got snow-capped mountains. You've got, I can't even start to name all the national forest, state forest, parkland in between. It's just, I can't pronounce half the names. It's just government land all over the place where you can go hunting, you can go hiking, you can go camping, you can go exploring, mountain biking, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing. I think there's even some dirt biking, off-road kinds of trails. It's just backpack haven wilderness kind of stuff. Like if you like the outdoor and you like looking at nature and butterflies and flowers and trees and birds and plants and animals, this is a really neat part of California. Between Lake Tahoe and Sacramento, these foothills and the mountains up above and down and below and around is a beautiful place to be. You got Truckee up at the other end. I mean, but there's a whole bunch of ski places you can go. This is just to the south of the lake. There's a whole bunch of them. So I don't know how better to explain that side of it. The other way was Sacramento. Well, we should look for grocery store, right? But Pollock Pines, Placerville. If you go down here, you're going to get into the normal stuff. See if there's a Home Depot in Pollock Pines. Well, there's True Value Hardware. They don't have a Home Depot, but 5 or 6 miles away, you start getting into a town with some supplies. There's a shopping center. Let's see. There's a Safeway, Pines Shopping Center. There's a CVS. There's a pharmacy, steakhouse, Shell gas station, pizza factory, Napa Auto Parts. So you can fix your car. You can eat some pizza. You can buy some Starbucks, and just pretty much biking. You got to be a hardcore biker to make that route, but basically biking range of the property. 5, 6, 7 miles. I could bike that. Some people will probably laugh at me calling that biking range, but whatever. And then you got San Francisco. What's the San Francisco airport? SFR? No. Let's do San Francisco airport. Should have pulled this up ahead of time. Sorry I'm being slow. So here's where you find the traffic. Ooh, look at those red marks. Glad I don't live there. So if you live there and you want to get away from the traffic, there's property over here for you. Just hinting. But so San Francisco International Airport is saying 4 hours. I thought it was a lot closer than that. It's 160 miles. You're just going to get stuck in traffic. So maybe if you make that run in the middle of the night or something, it's not that big a deal. But right now, you're going to get stuck in traffic. And it's probably forecasting because you're going to get stuck in rush hour later on. If I did this in the morning or in the night or something, you probably get a lot faster drive time. Let's look at the lot lines. So here is property number 1. This one is on the road. It's got a water meter. You don't even have to pay for a water meter. You just got to pay for water, but you don't have to pay to get it hooked up. Some of the properties they have, it's like 10, 15 grand to get the water meter put in. Some of these California properties. This one, it's already there. So water meter at the street. There's a power line that goes down the street. Let's see if we can do some... I should have done this before. We'll pull up Google Maps, maybe Bing Maps. I haven't done Bing Maps in a while. I'm not sure Bing Maps covers this area, but let's see if we get a street view. So Google Maps has the lot lines, which is nice. We'll pull up street view. You guys can do this too. So all the information is on my website, ruralvacantland.com. There's a link down below. So you can click on that. You can put the GPS coordinates in from there. You can click on it and bring up the street view. You don't have to just rely on me. Anybody can do this. But I'm just showing you what I see. So power line right there. The property's off this side. It's a bunch of big trees. The neighbor is right over here. There's a little bit of hill. It's going down a hill. So this is how the neighbor dealt with the hill. Show you the neighbors. This neighbor just did a driveway like that. That looks like a fun driveway. Looks like it'd be fun to ride a sled on in the winter when there's snow. It looks like he got sick of the snowplow, so he put his mailbox in a bucket. So he's pick it up every time they knock it over. But look at those trees. I mean, those are some serious trees. I'm from Michigan, and we don't get trees like that. Southern California, we don't get trees like that. On the mountains, we get something kind of, but not. I mean, those are beautiful trees. I don't know how to say it. They don't get that tall in Michigan. They get thick, but not that tall. So there's one of the properties. The other one It's down here. It's connected. So it's a nice big chunk of land. The street connects from here to here, and then you got this property. And there's the lake, there's the stream. I think you're going to see the stream. I think you're going to hear the stream from there. The neighbors got all the utilities. You got the utilities. This back lot doesn't have a water meter. This back lot doesn't have legal access that I know of. So if you bought just the front lot, I would request an easement. I'm going to keep an easement through that front lot till they get to the back lot. If you got both of them and you sell off the back lot, I mean, I can help you drop. I've drawn up hundreds of easements. I can draw up an easement to get through there. Might check some of the local regulations, how wide it has to be and stuff first. But yeah, so there's that one. Here's Sly Park Creek with, here's some pictures of the creek. And I think this is the waterfall. Yeah, because this is the waterfall that feeds into the lake. So this is just up the lake from it. But past the lake is where it starts coming in. Look how beautiful this creek is. This is the creek that's at the bottom of the property. It's not on it's the border of it, but I mean, look how clear that water is. I'd want to like put my mask and snorkel on and go look for crayfish and stuff. He looks cold though. I might have to wear a wetsuit part of the year. That looks like fall time. There's people checking out the creek. There's that same waterfall in the background. Here's someone else checking out the creek. Looks like a beautiful creek. So you're going to be right next to this creek. This creek is just down the hill from your property. This is the lake. Looks like they're stocking the lake. Looks like some kind of trout. There's a sky shot of the lake, some water, trees. There's kids playing in the lake, having fun. Got their kayaks, paddle boards, some Canadian geese. There's a winter time at the waterfall pouring down. Just one heck of a clear lake. So they've got equestrian camp on one side, group campsites, Scout Hill. Just a bunch of camps. Look at all these camps. Look at that. Snow-covered mountains in the background. Drive up through those to get over to Lake Tahoe. Just a really beautiful area. I think there were some... I'm just going in circles now. There's some people riding horses around there. Because there's a big equestrian club, right? So that's what my wife would want to see. All about the horses. So here's recent, like, today's pictures at the lake. Looks like she's in her, in the bikini drinking a beer, and these girls are in their bikinis hanging out by the lake. I bet you the weather's nice. I should have pulled up the weather. It's probably like 80, 90 degrees or something. People enjoying the waterfall, playing on the paddleboard. Look at that. Father, son, I think, or brothers, I don't know, cousins. Get a little tiny bass. Hope they let that guy go. Same with that one. He's holding them out. That's a itty bitty one. I don't think that's legal. It's all kinds of pictures. Man, that lake just looks calm, and this is what you think of when you think of the Sierras. Give Grandpa's boat a test drive. Nice. Just like an alpine lake, but up in the Sierra Mountains, accessible from San Francisco Bay Area. So that's what the property is. It's next to this lake, it's next to this stream, it's close to a whole bunch of other stuff. And yeah, there was a shot of the street. So let's jump back to my face. Not that I'm great to look at, but I just wanted to tell you, I'll put the link down below, and you can go there and take a tour of the property. Click on it with your phone, and it'll give you driving directions to go look at the property. Click on it in your computer and it'll pull up directions. You can go look at the street view. You can drive around the area. You can see if that's the kind of area that you want to go build your getaway cabin in, or your retirement home, or heck, you go raise a family there. Just get out of the hustle and bustle of all the traffic of the San Francisco Bay Area. This is an alternative. There's 2 lots. You could sell half off to somebody else, especially if you built an access through the front one to that second one. You could probably bump up the value a good deal, build your house in there somewhere in between, and you know, granny flat on one for the in-laws. Scratch the in-laws. For your own parents, you don't want the in-laws there. But there's lots of ways to do it. When you have two APNs, you could finance one, you could build on one, you could keep the taxes low on the other and still have more acreage. It just leaves you a lot more chess pieces on the board to play with as you enter the game of life. So that's the property. Please go take a look at it. See if that's something that interests you. And there's a checkout button if you want to run with it. If you can't fit the whole thing on your credit card, you still want to use credit cards, there's a pay now button at the top of the page. You can break it up between multiple different credit cards. Give me a call. Let me know if you want to do payments over time or some kind of something that makes sense. If you want to pay some with a card or transfers, wires, cashier's checks, trade-ins, let me know and see what we can figure out. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's Luke Smith at ruralvacantland.com. And thank you. Talk to you later.